Shalom, Kal Halal, Wahawad, La Yahweh, Ba Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba Shem Rachak Wadash. Daban to the other apostles of the great millstone who rule well and who have taught us knowledge. Honors and salutations to you fellow laborers that's doing the work of true sincerity. Shalom to you and shalom to the few Akbaf that believe as well. The brother Hardarb come back at you with another lesson. The spirit of man. Alright, I entitled this video The Spirit of Man. And what I want to focus on this video is what happens with the spirit of man when you come from heaven, all right, in your lot, and you put in this body, all right, because we all have a heavenly body and also an earthly body, or housing, all right. So I decided to do a video on it. Just been inspired by another brother that we was talking about it, and I decided to do a video on it. And so, Lord willing, this video was edifying. So first, let's go to the book of we're gonna go to Zechariah first. Let's go to Zechariah 12:1. It says, "The burden of the word of the Lord for Israel, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which stretcheth forth the heavens, and layeth the foundation of the earth, and formeth the spirit of man within him." Because the Most High, all right, which one of his titles is the Father of spirits, all right. Excuse me. Because he truly is the Father of spirits that can control the spirit, whether it's in the body or as far as earthly body, or in the celestial state, which is the spiritual body, angelic body. It says Hebrews 12:9, it says, "Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live?" Like I said, it's one of his titles, all right, the Father of spirits. Because when you understand the scriptures and understand how we come back in our generations, all right, we come back in our third and fourth generations according to Exodus, the 20th chapter. And we come back on this earth through the lines of our Father. All right, Numbers 1:18. All right, the pedigree, all right, goes back to your father. All right, so let's go from there. And I'm going to go to the book of 1 Corinthians. All right. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. I'm going to jump down a bit, but let's go down. And we're going to hit a few points in this chapter. All right, because we have to understand, all right, that we as spirits in these bodies, we're down here on this earth for a reason, and we also go back to the spirit world or heaven for a reason. So it says 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and let's go to let's see. Well, let's start at 35. 1 Corinthians 15:35. It says, but some man will say, how are the dead raised up, and with what body do they come? Thou fool, that which thou sowest is not quickened, except it die. And that which thou sowest not that body that shall be, but bear grain. It may chance of wheat, or of some other grain. But the Most High giveth it a body as it had pleased him, and to every seed his own body. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. Right, because you do have a different type of flesh whom the Lord created. All right, it even tells you that in the book of Ecclesiastes. Right, when you go to the book of Ecclesiastes, all right, I'm gonna come back to First Corinthians. Let's go to Ecclesiastes, to the 3rd chapter. All right, Ecclesiastes 3. And let's see, we're going to go down. Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 18. It says, I said in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that the Most High might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man had no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go unto one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who and that's true. We all, what's that? Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. It tells you that then show the let's go to it real quick because I don't want to misquote it. Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. It says, then shall the dust return unto the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the heavenly Father who gave it. And that's talking about man, because there's no point of a animal spirit or beast spirit going to heaven. But man, we go to heaven because we go before the throne of the heavenly Father. Excuse me. Matter of fact, since I said that, right? Since I made that statement, let's get the precept on that. I didn't write that one down, but I get it. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. It says, For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahushua, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he had done, whether it be good or bad. And it's talking about man, all right? Because it mentions it's referring to men, all right? So let's go back to Ecclesiastes 3. Now we understand, all right, and the spirit that returned unto the Heavenly Father, which is the spirit of man. All right, and another precept go with that would be in the Apocrypha. Let's get that too. Because it tell you that we're going to be judged and go back to the earth and live again. Second Esdras 14 and 35. It says, "For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again." And we're going to live again. This is going into reincarnation as well. Keep that in mind too. And this is the good precept to use for reincarnation, because this proves reincarnation, right? It says, "For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared." See? So, of course, we go before the Heavenly Father so we can be, we can appear before the judgment seat, receive our judgment. And then the Most High puts us back down here on the earth in our lot, all right, through the lines of our Father, all right, in our generations, all right, whom the Heavenly Father had ordered, all right. Back in Ecclesiastes 3, and I'm at 19, it says, "For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, even one thing befalleth them, as the one died, so died the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man had no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go into one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again." And that's talking about the flesh, all right? Because it goes on to say in verse 21, who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward? See? Upward where? Into heaven. And the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth, because the beasts don't need to be judged. All right, the beasts are in their perfect order that was created by the Lord. All right, they have their purpose. Everything has a purpose. All right, it tells you that. All right, I think it's at the top of this chapter. It says that everything has a purpose. All right. Matter of fact, let's go up Ecclesiastes 3:1 while I'm here. Let's get that. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. And the beasts, the beasts and the different animals and fowls of the air, they all serve their purpose. All right, they all have seasons where they live so many seasons and then they die, and their spirit go downward. They're not like man. All right, so let's go from there. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 15. Back to 1 Corinthians 15. All right. And 38. 1 Corinthians 15 and 38. But the Most High giveth it a body as it had pleased him, and to every seed his own body. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies, which is spiritual bodies, and bodies terrestrial, which is a fleshly body. It says, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars, for one star differeth from another star in glory. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. And it's talking about, it's going into the resurrection of Yahushua. How he was resurrected. He put on incorruption once Most High rose him up again. He died out of this flesh that was able to be destroyed, and he was risen into his extraterrestrial or celestial state. All right, indestructible body. All right, it says there are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. Verse 41, it says, there is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars, for one star different from another star in glory. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. Yeah, because the spiritual body, all right, the spiritual body is your earthly. It's your I said not earthly, but your spiritual body is your heavenly body, and your terrestrial body is your earthly body. And the difference is the earthly body can be destroyed. All right, and the spiritual body is the glorious body. All right, the body that you have in heaven. When you die of the flesh, you have a body in heaven, which is the spiritual body in heaven. All right, it goes. Matter of fact, let's go to 2 Corinthians 5:1. It says, for we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of the Most High, and house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. For in this we groan, earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven. See? Because he's talking about what? That spiritual body where you don't have to be concerned with the things you go through in this fleshly body. You see? Verse 2, for in this we groan, earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven, if so be that being clothed we shall not be found naked. For we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened. See? Not for that we could be unclothed, but clothed upon, that mortality might be swallowed up of life. See, because like I said, this body we're in, we groan and moan because this body breaks down. You get sick. You have to take in so many nutrients, and then with the way Esau has things all off its course and off proper balance or good balance, as far as with food, you don't get your proper nutrition, so the body can't heal itself. Okay, the body can't heal itself and be made whole. All right, your body is plagued with different things within it that it try to fights off. But if you don't take in the nutrients, you need minerals, certain amount of minerals and vitamins, so the body can replenish itself and heal itself. But if you're not getting it from the food you eat, um, the body can't heal itself. All right, that's why so many people fall ill, and then a lot of people can't recover because they don't know what to put in their bodies to heal it. You know, so you complain continually, especially Jake. Jake has a continual sickness within them. They have to keep going through all these different sicknesses, whether it be cancer, you name it, all different types of diseases that people catch, and they can't rid themselves of it because they don't treat their body right from the beginning, and then they don't put the right things in them. You know, everything was made perfectly. All right. So back in 1 Corinthians 15, I'm at verse um, 45. It says, and so it is written, the first man Adam was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. And that goes into reincarnation as well, because that goes into the times that Yahweh Shah came down. All right, it tells you that in the Apocrypha he was made the first Adam. All right, but that's another subject for another day. Um, it just basically giving Joachim a hint that it goes into that particular subject matter. Verse 46, howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is the Lord from heaven. See, like I said, it goes into Yahweh Shai, really. It says, as is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy. And as it is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. See, it says, as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. All right. One thing about especially like when you think about um, when you think about how we're going to be changed. All right, when the deliverance come, all right, which is salvation for those of us that endure to the end. We're going to be changed from this earthly body to a heavenly body, because we're going to be made immortal. All right. Right now we're immortal, meaning we're prone to die. All right, we can die in this body. But when you're immortal, immortal means to never die. All right. So, I'm in verse 50. It says, now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doth corruption inherit corruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. Yeah, we're going to be changed into the immortality state. All right, because right now, this mortality state, like I said, we can die. All right, but when we be made immortal, we will never die again, as far as Israelites. All right. It says, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trump shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Right, this talking about when Yahweh shall come, all right, with the chariots, and those of us that endure to the end, we're going to be beamed up on the chariots, and then in that moment, in the twinkling of an eye, we're going to be changed. We're gonna be made immortal from being mortal. All right, verse 53. I'm sorry, 52. It says, "In the moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this immortal must put on immortality." There you go. You know, what does that mean? It means to never die. Let's go to, we can go to the etymology app. It should explain it. Uh-oh, Slacky. It should explain it very well. All right, let's pull it up. Mortal, it says, mortal, mortal, I'm sorry. It says deadly, destructive to life, causing, threatening death, of illness, poisons, wounds, of persons or the body, doomed to die, subject to death. And we know that Yahweh Shah, he conquered death. All right. That's why Paul said, "Oh, death, where is thy sting?" Because Paul knew that Yahweh Shah conquered death. All right. Being made incorruptible first. All right. Because Yahweh Shah has his rank for a reason. All right. He's the only begotten of the Most High. He has his rank for a reason. All right. He's that special spirit the Most High created. All right. So it says, subject to death, mortal of mortal, human, right? Death. And then you go to immortal, right? Immortal. There we go. It says deathlessness, endless life. See, that means you're gonna live forever. It says imperishable fame, undying, quality of being permanent. Yeah, you're gonna live forever. You're gonna permanently live. All right. It says the quality or state of being immortal, perpetual life after death. This flesh dies. You receive that immortal body, and you're gonna live forever. All right. Extraterrestrial. All right. Let's go back to the scriptures now. It says, I'm at back in 1 Corinthians 15. I'm at verse 53. It says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. So, pretty much, this is what we're gonna become. All right, we're gonna become forever living beings, being made immortal, and we're gonna be made perfect. This is how we're gonna be able to keep the laws. Excuse me. This is how we're gonna be able to keep the laws, because being made immortal and being made perfect, referring to Hebrews the 8th chapter, be programmed to be perfect, man. You're gonna be perfect in everything. All right, keeping the laws, commandments, statutes, judgments. We're gonna have it programmed in us, as you would program a robot. And whatever that robot will do, that's according to how it was programmed. Same as we're the clay, and the Most High is the potter. All right, and the clay do the clay do what the potter makes it do. All right, and so this flesh dies and your spirit live on. All right, your spirit live on, because your spirit itself is a fire. All right, keep that in mind as well. All right, your spirit that's within you is a fire. Let's go to Psalms 104. Psalms 104 and 1. It says, "Bless the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, O my soul. O Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, my power. Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty, who covers thyself with light as with a garment, who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain, who led the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. Because you got to realize we're just angels or spirits, same thing in bodies. All right. We're those angels that didn't keep our first estate. You see? And so the Most High, Heavenly Father, all right, caused us to be put in these bodies. And when we die, the body gets cold. But that spirit returned to the Most High who gave it. All right. That body just loses that heat because that spirit, which is a flaming fire, is not within it. That what keeps the body warm. Our spirits. Soon one die of the flesh, the body turns very cold. It turns cold very rapidly, within minutes. All right. Start cooling immediately, because that heat, all right, that heat that's within it is not. Well, the heat that once was in it is not in it no more. I'm sorry. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 27. It says, "The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly." All right. The point is, hey, the spirit of man is the candle of the Lord. What's a candle? A candle was made for what? To create fire. That what gives forth light. All right. Key thing, hey, to make fire. That's why a candle. That's the candle's purpose. All right. It's to make a small fire, and it gives off light. All right. And that's exactly what we are. We're fire. Our spirits are fire within this body. All right. And so, with that being said, all right, when you see, as far as you Israelites that don't want to return to the Most High, when you see the elect being beamed up, just that whole process of being beamed up on the chariot is going to be a amazing thing to watch, because that's going to be the moment when we're changed from terrestrial to extraterrestrial, or from mortal to immortal. All right. Those of us that are going to be granted salvation, Lord willing, I'm a part of that number, that election. All right. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness." Excuse me. 1 second. It's like it. The burp came out of nowhere. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for." Because the way the elect is going to be delivered, everyone's going to think that the elect is being abducted. Because right before the missiles hit, that's when that changing, that's when that moment in twinkling of an eye, when the Lord is going to change us. It's going to be real quick, like a snap of a finger or a blink of an eye. All right. And people are going to watch us go up into the chariots. They're going to watch us be beamed up. All right. That's the moment where we're going to be made immortal. And brothers, we're going to live forever. All right. Verse 3, "They repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor." Because even when our own people see us, right, they're going to be dismayed at what's going on. All right, they're going to be in awe of what they're seeing, and at the same time, the missiles are going to simultaneously be coming down, dropping down in the sky, get ready to hit Babylon the Great, so-called America, and the elect going to be beamed up at the last trump. All right. It says that no harm is going to touch us in the book of Job. All right. So, with that, I'm going to end it right there. I'm going to say, Lord willing, this video was edifying. And until next time, I'm going to say to you, Akim out there, and you, Akwaf, Shalom, until the next time.